Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I'm gonna go ahead and start off with a couple of repurchases. Ulta was doing buy two get one free on the Essence Super Precise eyeliners, which are my favorite black liquid liners. So I got 3 of these guys right here, and I've got the one that I've got in use in my hand so that I can kind of show you, even though I've mentioned it many a time. Just in case you haven't heard me mention it, it's got a brush tip applicator, which is my favorite style of applicator. And it's just really black. It lasts really well, and it's very fluid. It dries to, I would say, a satin finish. It's not like super shiny. It's still wet right there, so you can see a little bit of glaze. But I love this product. I've been using it for a really long time. And the brush is such a good brush that I actually retain the applicators for fine detail painting when I'm done with them. So I've got a bunch of these that are in like a paintbrush type of drawer. So they're good for that as well. And then I also got another one of the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pens in Ash Brown. And right now I've been primarily using the Ash Brown. When my hair is a little bit like more blonde, I will bring in taupe for kind of the inner part of the brow and then finish it off with the Ash Brown. So I got another one of the Ash Browns because this is one of the best brow pens that I've used, and it's inexpensive from the drugstore as well. So I've got this through my brows today as well. I've been using the e.l.f. Bite Size Brow Palette, and I mix in a little bit of that powder with the e.l.f. Brow Soap, and those are the products that I have in my brows. In addition to another product, which I'll show you in a minute, that's only in this brow, but we'll get to that. But I just really love this brow pen from NYX, and it's affordable from the drugstore. And then I'm almost out of the Naiad Fractionated Eye Contour Concentrate. This is a 15 milliliter bottle. There's a half ounce. It's a pipette. I'll show it. I'll crack the box open here because my other one's like almost done. And this is made in Canada. So this is an eye serum product that I put on first in terms of products that I layer around my eyes, and then I top this product with something heavier, and I just really like this product. This is a product that my mom also really loves. Like, we kind of feel like we can't be without it type of a situation. So I got another one of these here. I'm trying to get the box open. It's got such fancy kind of chic packaging, but it's a pipette style bottle, as you can see right there, and it has like a an oil consistency, but it's not like oily where it gets in your eyes. So like a serum-y oil that doesn't migrate. It's the best way that I could probably describe the texture. And I really like this product. So again, this one here is the Fractionated Eye Contour Concentrate from Naiad, and I just purchased it off of the Naiad website. And then my favorite soap to wash brushes and also like rinse out and wash my sponge, which is something that I do every single day, is the Shea Moisture African Black Soap with oats, aloe, and vitamin C. It says troubled dry skin. I like several soaps from Shea Moisture, but I feel like this one has got a little bit extra oomph in terms of cleansing out like product and brushes and stuff. The other ones work well too, but I seem to gravitate towards this version the most. It does have little bits in it, so if you're using it to wash your sponge, you don't want to really grind it in there. I usually, when I have a bar open that I use for my sponge in the bathroom every day, and when it gets to a nib that's kind of not coming off, I'll just like scrape it off with my fingers. And it works really well to clean out makeup sponges and also makeup brushes, and I've been using this product for a super long time. It's just really good. So again, this is the Shea Moisture African Black Soap right here. I also grabbed 2 more of the e.l.f. Brow Lift Applicators. I think this is like, I don't know, 6 and 7 in terms of the number that I purchased. They're either all dirty or I can't find them. So I grabbed 2 more because they're $4 a piece. They're my favorite applicator to do the brow soap laminated kind of brow look. It's got a nice little spoolie on one end and then the spatula on the other, where you can just kind of flatten them to the skin. And it's something that I use every single day with the brow soap. So for $4 and convenience purposes, I bought 2 more of those. And then as the hair oil saga continues, I bought 2 hair oils from Garnier. I hit up the drugstore trying to find an oil that's a dupe for the one and only argan oil. A bunch of people mentioned that the original formula is on the Sally Beauty website, and it is, but that's the same one that I ordered when I got the new versions. And so the ingredients are listed on the website as the older version, and it says original formula, but the new bottles that I got that have the clear oil in it also says original formula on the bottle. So I didn't want to try again and order the same product and get like the clear, newer version. But why would they say original formula on both versions of the bottle? It just doesn't make sense. So anyway, I got these two because I searched, you guys. The other day I was in Ulta and I looked over like every hair oil. I got the Chi one. I got the Frederick, I think it's Frederick. No, the Sebastian dark oil. I've gotten a couple and none of them have been dupes for the older Sally Beauty One and Only Argan Oil treatment, which I'd used for years. And I'm just super sad about that situation. So anyway, I grabbed these two. And I grabbed them kind of not super comparing the ingredients, but just looking at the first two, which is cyclopentaloxane and dimethicanol. Yeah. And then I got them home and I compared a little bit closer and they're almost the same product. The first four ingredients are the same on both of these. So I've used both of them and I don't notice a difference between the two. I did mix in the Garnier Fructis New Look Sleek and Shine Anti-Frizz Serum with the new version of the Sally's One and Only Argan Oil because this does have cyclopentaloxane in it. And I used that to wash my hair last night. And I think it's got less like frizz in it. Granted, it is a fresh wash. And I also used some new shampoos and conditioners, which I'll show you. So that might have something to do with it. But these are only like $6. So they were worth a shot. And I'm going to play around with them, mixing them with the newer version because I've got those great big bottles to use anyway. But I'm still on the hunt. I need dimethicone as the #1 ingredient and cyclopentaloxane as the #2 ingredient and then argan oil as the 3rd ingredient. And I think that would be it for me. But you can see in the bottle here that these are a little bit thinner, like runnier oils than the Sally's oil was. So anyway, I'm still trying. And then also when I was in Ulta, I almost fell over because they have got MAC in the Ulta that I go to now. And I don't recall ever seeing a MAC counter like anywhere in the whole state of North Dakota. So it's kind of a first and I was just super excited about it because I can never go to a MAC counter unless I'm like on a vacation or something like that in a bigger city. So they had it was one row gondola on both sides with MAC products. So I got some new stuff from MAC. So I was just, again, I was so excited about it. So I wanted to try out their new Studio Fix Pro Set and Blur Weightless Loose Powder. So I got the shade in light, and this here is made in Korea. There's 0.22 ounces of product, or 6.5 grams. And that's not it's not a super ton of product, but I think it might be a weight thing because it looks like there's quite a bit of product in there and it's very like airy and light. There is one more lighter shade than this one and I almost got that one, but it had a lot of kind of pigment to it and I didn't want to get super washed out. So this is the powder that I have all over my face today to set and it is beautiful. Like you don't need a super ton. It's almost undetectable on the skin and I do use quite a bit, especially in the warmer months because I'm outside so much. So I use a nice chunk of the #7 foundation on top of a ton of Josie Maran Argan Oil SPF 47. So it's kind of a lot of product. So I like a lovely thin powder like this. And this is really pretty. No irritation. It doesn't feel drying on the skin, which I was kind of worried about. Sometimes those really finely milled silky powders can feel a little constricting and dry on the skin, and this does not. It is super comfortable. I'm half tempted to get the lightest one as well and maybe mix them because this does it does hold a little bit of yellow to it, but not too much so. I mean, I probably don't need to, especially going into summer, get the lighter one, but I'm tempted. It's such a lovely product. So anyway, this is what the box looks like right here. And again, this is the light version. I like the packaging too. It's got a twist top. There is a puff inside of the cap. And then you can lift it up like this. And it does have a screen, which you guys know isn't my favorite mechanism for powders to have that screen, but it's okay because of the way that they put this in here. It doesn't have one of those big like stoppers in the lid, so I can just tap some product into the lid of this and then pick it up on my brush because I like a really even coating of setting powder when I go to set my face, so it's less likely to pick up my foundation or sunscreen that's on my skin, you know? So it's so pretty. I was just like, I'm always like, I get a new powder and then I go to put it on and I'll start off with my chin and kind of pounce, and then I'll look at it and be like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work out. And instantly I was like, oh, this is pretty. And it is really pretty. So for what it's worth here, I'll just swatch a bit of it. Super, super silky, non-drying, nearly undetectable on the skin. It's super smooth. There isn't like visible sparkles or anything to it, but it's not a flat powder. I want to say like it's got this slight bit of a satiny sheen to it, but it's not shiny, if that makes sense. But it's a lovely, lovely powder. So I'm super glad that I picked it up. That is the MAC Studio Fix, again, in Pro Set and Blur in Light, the weightless loose powder. Also from MAC, I got one of their Color Excess Gel Pencil Eyeliners. And there's 0.01 ounces of product in this guy. And this liner is made in Germany. The shade that I got is Pool Shark, which is a kind of deep foresty green color. And I swatched them on the back of my hands, let them kind of set, and then tried to wipe them off, and they were kind of not budging on my hand, which I've done that with several other liners too, to try to test them out in store, and they don't budge, but then I get them on the waterline and it's just a mess. Which I don't know what's up with it, but that's how it is. This one here I've had on for about 4 hours on the waterline. I don't have any migration of color on the tear duct, and it's still primarily all on the waterline. I'm like super impressed so far with this product. So let me swatch it for you guys. I did push too hard. It's a little bit softer than I thought it was gonna be, and I broke the tip off already, but this is the shade Pool Shark. And I think that they have the full line in Ulta, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to check the MAC website, because this formula for me is posing to be super, super promising. Like I said, there isn't any migration in the tear duct, and that is usually a telltale sign. And then there's like almost wear on the outer portion right away when liners don't last for me on the waterline. And this just looks the same as when I put it on a couple hours ago. So I'm excited. I'm excited about this. So again, this is the MAC Color Excess Gel Pencil Eyeliner in Pool Shark right there. It's not quite as bright as the greens that I typically wear. It's got a little bit of a blackened kind of a base to it, but I still think that it's really pretty. They also had the new MAC eyeshadow palettes, which I had ordered one of the 12 pans on Ulta earlier this past week, and I don't know what's going on with UPS. There's something going on with UPS, but it's not going to be here till like the tail end of next week. So I got that like warm kind of rusty red kind of color storied one, and they had this one in the store. There was the colorful one and this one in the store, and then they had 2 of the 6 pans, but only one was on the kind of display. I don't know if they didn't get the other ones in or if it sold out or not, but let me show you the Connecting Color eyeshadow palette times 12, 0.43 ounces of product, or 12.2 grams across 12 shades. And this palette here is made in the USA. So this is the box packaging. And like, I gotta say, way to go, MAC, for spicing up and changing your packaging. I feel like you're getting with the times, because this is really pretty. It's got like this see-through kind of rubber plastic front on it. And then this is what the back looks like. This is actually the palette that I have got on my eyes today. I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shades out of here, and then that shiny green color is actually the highlight that I've got on my cheeks, which is the Blend Bunny Noctilucent highlighter palette. I love that. I contemplate backups of that palette. The shadows in here are really standard neutral shadows. If you've been a MAC eyeshadow lover for some time, I think that you're just gonna really love the shadows in here. I do feel like it's an improvement in quality, especially over past releases of eyeshadow palettes. These just feel really, really nice. Nothing super revolutionary in terms of like the colors and the finishes. They're very standard MAC, but they're pretty and they work really nice. I did recognize 3 shades in here that are repeats. I don't recognize the others, but I do recognize Satin Taupe, and then you've got Uninterrupted over here, and then Wedge is right here up in the corner. So there are a couple shades in here that are repeats, but the other ones I don't quite recognize the names. And again, I'm just super excited about this packaging. I am going to end up probably having them all. I was so tempted by the colorful one, and then I didn't get it. Now I'm wishing that I did, because I could have spiced up the look with that palette and this one or something like that, because I do love some color. And then this next row, I do think this would kind of be like a Neutral Lovers kind of dream palette. It's neutral leaning like mustardy, which I love. And uninterrupted, I have the single, like the large pro size, and then I think they discontinued it for a while. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, these just feel like so much like softer than past like palettes from MAC, I feel. Look at that richness. Like, I always think that I need to go in and put a lot of pressure in the pans when it comes to MAC shadows, and these I really don't have to like put that much pressure in there. But it's a really pretty neutral palette. It is lacking, you know, that pop of sparkle. That's why I put the highlighter in. But for the most part, if I wanted to not be super sparkly, it is a one and done for me. So that guy there is the new Connect in Color eyeshadow palette in Unfiltered Nudes. Again, isn't that packaging pretty? Yeah. I should have just got the colored one too. That's okay. I think I'm going back up there in a week or two. So pretty. And then the 6-pan that they had in stock in the store that I got is the Connect in Color eyeshadow palette in Rose Lens. This one's got 6 shadows, 0.22 ounces of product, and this is also made in the USA. I'm not noticing any shades that are familiar to me in this guy, but this is the box packaging right here. And then here's the actual packaging on this one. Again, way to go, MAC. I think it's super pretty. And then here are the shades in this one right here. Same thing in terms of the formula. And like the shades are real familiar with kind of shades that MAC does. This is a one and done palette for me too, but it also doesn't have like a super sparkly shade or anything like that, but there are some really pretty shimmers, and those shimmers are very, very smooth. Like, not chunky, no particles or anything in them. And then these last two here. This one here is the shiniest out of the bunch. And again, I can make this work as a one and done. This shade is Borderline. I would like to bring something in brighter for the inner portion of my eye in this palette, but I can make it work with this kind of shiny shade as well, but it's just not as bright. So pretty though, right? Again, that one there is the MAC Rose Lens eyeshadow palette right there. Those are all the things that I got from the MAC counter in Ulta. I had to like hold myself back because they had the Glow Play blushes there too, and I wanted a couple shades of that, and I was a little out of hand the other day. So another thing that I got, it was 50% off, and I really like shades like this. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 Shadow in the shade Rundown, and it is like a mustardy yellow. I love shades like this with blues, greens, browns, pinks. It just looks good with a lot of different eye shades. So I got this guy here, 0.06 ounces of product, and this guy here is bulk made in the USA, assembled in the Dominican Republic. I really think that both those MAC palettes and this one, they should have been magnetized so that you could remove them, especially those MAC palettes, because the packaging is so pretty and like compact but still really pretty. Could have done a lot with that if they'd have made them magnetized, but they didn't. Neither is this one, but that would have also been helpful had this been magnetized. But this is like a satin. There are some fine sparkles in it, but like a matte base with some fine kind of satins in it. And I really like the color of this, so I got it. I think it was $10.50 down from $21 or something like that. So I grabbed that from Urban Decay, and that is the shade Rundown again. Also from Urban Decay, I got one of their 24/7 inks liquid liners. These are a new product. I got the shade Deep end, there's a total of 0.4 milliliters or 0.01 fluid ounces in here. It says water resistant long lasting eyeliner, and this one is made in Japan. I wanted to get a couple, but I wanted to test out the formula before I went that far. They just swatch so well. So again, the shade that I got is Deep End, and that is the liquid liner that I have got on my winged upper lash line today, and it's beautiful. This here, the way that this applies is everything that I've ever wanted in a pen style liquid liner. So again, it's that pen style, like where the product comes out through the little brush right there, as opposed to having like an inkwell like the Essence one. But the tip of this is a brush, and it gets pretty fine, and it holds a lot of product, so you don't have to drag it. Like if you have eyeshadow on it, it doesn't like drag over the eyeshadow. It goes over it really, really well. So it applied really lovely. Granted, like I said, there's not a ton of product in here, so it's going to be interesting how long this is going to last, because I do wear obviously a thicker wing, and that has something to do with my hooded eyes. So when I first put this on, I thought it was dry, and then when I was doing my waterline with that MAC liner, I felt the kind of stickiness from the fold of my eye, because if I relax my hood, that hood touches all the way to my lash line, especially on that outer corner, and then I got a bit of transfer up on top right there, but I think that it wasn't fully set, but it had been like a good 5 minutes and it still kind of transferred. It didn't do it on this eye right here. Granted, I was doing this eye when it happened, and then I did that one after. Anyway, it had a little bit of a tact to it, and it still kind of does, to be honest, but it dried down a little bit better. I was worried it was going to be one of those formulas where when it touches itself, it picks it up, because I've had that happen. Again, I've got that hooded lid where it doesn't matter how really thin the wing is if it goes out, because my hood goes below my lower waterline when it's relaxed. So if it'll pick it up, you know, so it hasn't done that. So that's good. Anyway, let me give you a swatch of this, and the fluidity of this is great. The amount of product that the brush holds is great. The glide is great. Like I said, this is everything that I've ever wanted in a pen style format. It's just those two things. We're not going to know if it dries out quick, because these are pretty new products. They just came out, I think, a couple weeks ago. And then also that little bit of tact when I'm first applying it. I have to make sure that I kind of maybe tilt my head back till it fully dries, so that I don't get that transfer on the upper lid. And I've had this on for quite a while, and I think once it really set down, I hadn't had any other transfer on this other eye. It was just this one from the get-go, because I went in with that pencil liner. But Urban Decay, you're onto something. Let's hope that these last a while and they don't dry out. Oh, I should make a real quick mention. Before I went to push record on the camera, I noticed the color of the liner in like this faded teal color, which the liner on my waterline's green, so it's not that one, but it was sitting right here underneath my eye, and I took a brush and it brushed it off, but I was like, how did that like get there? I don't know if that was like a transfer or a smudge or what, but it was a faded color of the Urban Decay liner. Hasn't happened again since then, but that's very interesting, right? So we'll have to kind of stay tuned on that product. Anyway, I also picked up the new Maybelline the Falsies Surreal Extensions Mascara. I thought I would try it because I love the Sky High so much, and the formula of this one feels similar to the Sky High. I haven't so far had any smudging or flaking with this, but the brush is different. This one has got a natural, or kind of one of those natural bushy kind of brushes to it, so it really separates out the lashes, and this one gives a lot of volume. I did 3 coats to try to mimic the effect that I get from 2 coats of the Maybelline Sky High, and it did give me the amount of volume as Sky High, but not the length. So I do prefer Sky High still, but maybe you already have like really long lashes and you just really want that volume. This one might be a good one for you. I like the packaging. It's like a pretty purple packaging. And then this is what the brush looks like. And it did comb through, or brush through my lashes really well. And it thickened them a lot, but I didn't get, again, quite the length as the Sky High, but it's posing to be a pretty good mascara other than that. And this one here has got a total of 0.33 fluid ounces of product, and this one is made in the USA and or imported ingredients is what it says on the packaging right there. And I do have this mascara on with some falsies from Glamlight. I also grabbed one of the new e.l.f. lipsticks. I heard really good things about this product. So these are the O Face Satin Lipsticks. O Face Satin Lipstick. I don't know what that's about. But the shade that I got is Hustle. There's 0.13 ounces of product in this guy, and this is made in China. So this is the packaging. And this is the lipstick that I have got on my lips today. And it's got like a satiny but still slightly shiny finish to it, as you can kind of see there. And this is a beautiful lipstick. Like, e.l.f. needs to do a bigger range in this. These are very, very nice. They also have like magnetic packaging. They feel very luxe for e.l.f., you know what I mean? So let's give you a swatch on my fingers. It even has the embossing of e.l.f. on there. You know what, actually? Okay, the way that this looks, the packaging and the bullet, they remind me of the NARS Audacious lipsticks. That's what they remind me of. Even the formula is similar, in my opinion. These don't really have a smell to them or anything like that, but let's give you a swatch. And it's a really kind of warm orangey nude. So that is the shade Hustle. And all the other colors look to be darker shades that I probably wouldn't reach for as much. So I really hope e.l.f. expands on this range, because this is a really nice lipstick. Again, that is the e.l.f. O Face Satin Lipstick in the shade Hustle, and I've got it on today. I should also make note, since I just wiped my hand off, it appears that this here is going to leave some staining behind, because that's not like coming off and it looks like a stain from the liner. That's the Urban Decay ink liner. So if I remember, when I wash off all my makeup tonight, if this stains, I will leave a comment, either like a pinned one, I'm not that good about these kind of things, in the comment section, or try to remember to put it in the description box, because the way that this looks, I may very well have a blue liner on for a couple days, staining, because that looks like a stain. I also grabbed another concealer. I swatched it on my hands inside of Ulta, and the formula just felt so like nourishing that I had to try it. And this is the concealer that I've got underneath my eyes today. It's the Bye Bye Dark Spots Corrector Plus Serum from IT Cosmetics. This is a new concealer product from them. So I think it's kind of targeted as for dark spots, but I just use it as an under eye concealer, which I've seen some other people do as well. The shade that I got is Light Cool 20. This is the lightest shade with the pink undertone that I've seen in the store. So I think that they have a larger range than what they had inside of Ulta, because they typically have a really large like range of complexion products. So I'm going to see if maybe they don't have a lighter version, because this one is, it's just a teeny bit deep. It could be a little bit brighter. I say that a lot about a lot of concealers, but in terms of the formula, it blended out really nice, and it does have a nice medium coverage to it. And it is calling itself a buildable medium coverage with a natural finish. 0.22 fluid ounces of product in here. And this is the concealer that I've got underneath my eyes today. It does have a dense little synthetic, super soft brush. If you like to use like those 2-in-1 type products, I used my sponges, what I typically do. And then here is what the doe foot looks like. I'll put a little bit right there. I do think that for being a pink undertone, on me it does still have a little bit of warmth on it, because I do run very pink, but it's comfortable underneath the eyes. It doesn't feel drying. It doesn't look drying. And I think it's a pretty standard medium coverage. So I want to kind of do a little bit of research into seeing if there's a lighter version of this with a pink undertone, because I would like just a little bit more brightness. Granted, I have plenty of concealer that I can use to mix with it to get that extra brightness if I need to as well, so maybe I won't. But this is pretty nice. So this is the, again, the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Dark Spots Corrector and Serum in Light Cool 20. I've always been somebody who has wanted to love their CC products, because they have such a high SPF and really like skin caring ingredients. And I've tried several versions and tried several times so hard to want to like love that product, because it's like a cult product, you know. And it looks so heavy on the skin that I just can't wait to wash my face off. So I stopped even buying the CC creams from it, because I just can't get them to work. But this guy here, it doesn't even feel like the Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer, which is really kind of thick. This feels more, again, like a serum-y type of consistency. So maybe they'll do a CC cream with a thinner kind of formula like this with some SPF. That would be pretty cool. I had also heard good things about the Patrick Ta Major Brow Lamination Gel. And this is the one clear that it was gonna, you know, it's a brow lamination product, which I love that look of really spiked laminated brows, which is what I've been doing with the bite-sized brow powder from e.l.f. mixed in with the soap, the e.l.f. soap. I really like that brow soap. So I was really hopeful. And I went to put this through my brows today, and I had a decent amount of product on there, and I was really trying to coat the hairs evenly and then smash them down with the back end of the applicator, which is what it says to do on the packaging. And this product, I don't know what, it just like balled up and it looked thick, and it almost had like a white casting. Like you could see the product really well in clumps and bunches in my brows, and I was just like, what am I gonna do to fix this? Because I would have to like wipe this off, and it would take my foundation powder off and all that, you know, and I do comb through my brows pretty substantially with a spoolie or a brush to make sure that I get any product from my face makeup out of them before I do them. And this just looks so goopy. And then I tried to smash them down, and they weren't smashing down. They were still sticking like off my skin. So if you have some tips on how to use this, again, I've heard really good things. I would love to know, because I couldn't get it to work. So I have it through this brow, and then I got my spoolie, my little e.l.f. spoolie wet, and went back through it and picked up some brow soap and tried to fix it. So this one looks a little bit better than this one does. There's just quite a bit of product in that one because of this. I didn't even try on the other brow because I was just like, this just looks not cute. So anyway, let me know if you have any tips. This has got 0.17 fluid ounces of product. And this guy here is made in the USA. So this is the box packaging. This is what the tube looks like. And the one in the store looked like a clear gel. And so I was surprised when I took this one out. Like you can see it looks a little white on the end. And maybe it was because the one in the store was really used up and there wasn't a lot of product on there. But I don't know. I need help. Because it just didn't look good. Let me know. Let me know what the best way to use this is. Maybe I didn't use enough product. Maybe I used too much product. So it's got the little, you know, spikies that you comb the brow gel through, and then on the back side it's flat, and you're supposed to use that side to really flatten them against the skin. I don't know. I also grabbed 4 of the Wet n Wild Bare Focus Clarifying Finishing Powders. These are like 3 something at Target. I got translucent. I got 2 shades of the translucent and 2 shades of the Fair Light. There's not a lot of product in here. The pans are really kind of shallow, and the powder is a little bit of a thicker powder, but it sits really pretty on the skin. I really like the finish this gives the skin. It also has that clarifying aspect to it, so I don't like break out from it and stuff like that. It also doesn't feel dry on the skin. It's got, it says vegan, collagen, tea tree, and vitamin E in it, so it's really comfortable, and it does its job really well. And I get 2 shades because this one here can put a little bit of a white cast, but it works good if I have a foundation product that's a little bit too deep. And then this one can oxidize a little bit, so I can look a little bit like dark when I use this one. So I just kind of dip my brush back and forth between the two, and it's like the perfect shade for me to set my face. So a whole long story short, but I got these guys here. I used up all the ones that I had for backups, and I just really like this powder. I also grabbed another one of the Patrick Star One Size Lip Snatcher Precision Lip Filler Pencils. I got the shade Make It Known, which is a really pretty pink. 0.04 ounces of product in here, and this one is made in the Czech Republic. So this is what the box packaging looks like, and I'm going to swatch it next to the other shade of the pencil that I have, which is Shy But Fly. And I've actually got the Shy But Fly pencil on my lips today with that e.l.f. lipstick. It's a really great combination. So here is the Make It Known shade, which I'm super excited to wear with Cream Cup and Snob. And it will also pull probably like with Creme de Nude, be a really nude kind of light pink when I pair it with that lip liner. But these are wooden style sharpening pencils, and the formula is really like kind of creamy, not so creamy that it smushes when you use it, but creamy enough where it glides on really nice for a pencil style product. So, and it also lasts really well and fades really well, if that makes sense, throughout the day, where you don't have like this thick lip line around your lips, which is another thing that I really like about it. So again, this is the Make It Known Lip Snatcher shade, and then let me swatch it next to Shy But Fly, which is more nude in comparison. So there's Shy But Fly, and there's Make It Known right there. Good lip pencils though. And those are all the items that I got in that I purchased this week. I did get in some really lovely PR packages. This first one is from Josie Maran. They sent me over the Pineapple Enzyme Pore Clearing Cleanser. This is a 5 fluid ounce bottle. And this is actually a cleanser that I have purchased myself as well. They originally sent it to me in PR and I liked it a ton. So when I was re-upping on sunscreen a couple times, because again, that's my daily SPF is the Josie Maran SPF 47. Every day, like 8 pumps on the face, 4 on the neck, especially in the summertime. But anyway, I got it back then and I loved it so much that I bought it as well. So I've gone through a couple of these. It just does a really good job of making your skin feel super clean without being stripped. And I do use a cleansing oil to melt down makeup, and then I go in with this after the fact. And it's just a good product. I don't have any reactions or anything like that, and I really like it. So they sent over this guy, and I believe the reason they sent the package was because they came out with a new product, and this is the Whipped Argan and Pineapple Enzyme Deep Pore Cleansing Mask. This is a 2 ounce kind of tin style tube. There's geese. I got the window cracked again because it's like roasting in here again. And this guy here is made in the USA, full of naturally derived and organic ingredients is what it says on the box. So I put a nice blob of this in my hands, and I did it in the shower. So I did my face like first. I washed it and then I patted it dry this morning with a towel, and then I went in with this and I put a good blob on and I massaged it all over the face just like it said, and then I let it sit there while I did the other things in the shower, right? And when I went to go wash it off, like it's got some really fine little beads or like exfoliators in there, but they're not sharp. My skin was so soft, like super soft. So I plan to use this probably once a week, I would say, for almost like an in-shower type of a mask, because you do just leave it on for 5 minutes and then you wash it off, and it's just kind of ease of use in the shower. And another thing that I noticed after I rinsed it off was my skin also felt like it had an extra bit of hydration to it as well. So there's something in here that kind of like soaked into my skin with a little bit of moisture too. Like, so I got out of the shower, tapped my face dry, and my face wasn't getting super tight right away, you know? So I'm pretty excited about this guy because again, my skin felt so nice. It says on the packaging, it deeply penetrates to clean, purify, and relieve clogged pores, gently exfoliates and polishes to remove surface skin impurities, and that's what I felt like those little beads did, but they're not harsh again. Hydrates and smooths the look of skin to boost radiance. Really enjoyed it. So that is new again from Josie Maran. It's their Whipped Argan and Pineapple Enzyme Deep Pore Cleansing Mask. I didn't get any heating, no stinging, no like sensations on the skin either with this, so I think it's pretty like safe to say it's non-irritating. I also got in a PR package from Mercier. They sent me over their Real Flawless Luminous Perfecting Pressed Powder, and I always think it's so cute when I get a PR package and it's got like my name printed on the like packaging, you know. So this is a powder that I had purchased a couple weeks back. I got it like right when it launched inside of Ulta, and I also picked up the shade Translucent from this. There's 0.24 ounces of product in here, and this is made in Italy. So I'll pull this one here out of the box. It's got some pretty packaging. It is a domed style baked powder. Now, when I first went to use this, there's almost like a little bit of a coating on the surface, and I thought maybe the whole powder was like that, but after I got that initial surface off, so I took like a spoolie because I wasn't getting a product picked up on my brush when I went to use it, so I could get an even distribution of powder on my brush. But the second time that I went in to use it, it was all like that surface was gone and it was easier to pick up the product on the dome. With that being said, this does have a slight sheen to it, but it's also a thicker kind of a powder. Again, I have those thicker base products with the sunscreen and the foundation, especially in the summertime, but it's just a much more makeup-y look for me, especially when I compare it to something like that MAC powder that I showed you, or like the Makeup Revolution in Real Life powder. Those are just so thin and undetectable. This is just a thicker consistency, and it does have that shine. I wouldn't really liken it to the loose version. It's just a different powder altogether, I think. So there it is right there. You can see it does have a little bit of coverage, and it might just work better with some thinner base products, you know. So I'm going to toy around with it a little bit more. but I'm not crazy about it over the base products that I have during the day of the setting powder on my face, just because again, it's a heavier type of a powder for me. But with that being said, I'm super appreciative that Laura Mercier sent over this product. Again, that's the Real Flawless Luminous Perfecting Pressed Powder. If you've tried this product, I'd love to know your opinions on it as well. I always find that very interesting. And the other cleanser I was referring to earlier is from a brand called Alpine Beauty Wild Crafted Actives. It could be Alpine, but it could also be Alpyn. I should probably look that up, but I want to say Alpine because this is formulated in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and Alpine is about an hour from Jackson Hole. I was actually in Alpine, Wyoming a couple years back at a horse clinic down there, a Charmaine James barrel clinic, and it is so beautiful in that area of the country. We took an afternoon and we drove down to Jackson Hole, and it is one of the coolest places. So I thought that was super neat that this is, it says right on the bottle here, Alpine Beauty, Jackson Hole, Wyoming, made in the USA. And so this is the cleanser that I've been using every morning recently with the Eminence Dermafoliant for light exfoliation, and I've also been using it at night as well after I break down my makeup, and it smells really nice and it cleans really well without like stripping the skin. It just feels super nice. It says creamy bubbling cleanser with fruit enzymes and AHAs on it. This is a product that I have been enjoying so much that I could see myself repurchasing it. They've got other products in the range, but I got two. I was able to pick two of the products off their website, and I went with this guy right here and another one. But this is a 4 fluid ounce bottle right here, and I'll just read a little bit. It says, our proprietary complex of wild crafted and hand cultivated botanicals grown at elevation in the mountains of Jackson Hole, Wyoming contains the hardest working, most resilient plants in the world. Wild crafted plants sustainably harvested from their habitat in the wild have fought for their own survival, adapting to the elements over time. So yeah, super cool brand. Like I want to try them all. I want to try all their products because of how much I like this one, and I really like the other one too. So this is a glass bottle with a pump, and you can also turn the pump so that it closes as well. So I like that packaging. So that's the creamy bubbling cleanser with fruit enzymes and AHAs from Alpine Beauty. And then the other product that I got is their Alpine Beauty Wild Crafted Actives Wild Huckleberry 8 Acid Polishing Peel. 1.7 fluid ounce jar. This is the packaging right here. And initially I was like, ooh, 8 acid polishing peel. You know, I get a little nervous sometimes trying new acids. Since it's like a Wild Crafted Actives, I was like, it's probably not that harsh. And it's not. It's a very gentle product. I actually feel like it's got a little bit of similar characteristics to that Josie Maran one that I just showed you. This is, the bits that are exfoliating bits that are in here are not quite as tiny as the ones in the Josie Maran one, but they're also still really gentle. And when I had used this, same thing, no irritation or anything like that. And it was a very gentle exfoliating with the bits that are inside the product. So I'm just trying to peel this off. This is also a glass jar. And I don't know, I'm guessing these are like maybe huckleberry seeds that are in there. But both of these products, both the cleanser and this one, they smell really nice. Like they smell like that fruit or something. They smell very pretty and natural, but good. like I could almost eat it, but it's not strong though either at the same time. So I've been enjoying this one too. Again, this is the Wild Huckleberry 8 Acid Polishing Peel, and it's a gentle one for having, like, you know, the 8 acid polishing peel in the title. It's not irritating or anything like that, and I felt my skin was like glowy and hydrated after I used it as well. So that is that guy right there, and just a massive thank you to Alpine Beauty for sending me over those two products. And then I got a package from Essence, and it's the cutest PR package. It is an oven, and then you pull the side down, and the blushes slide out like that. So they sent me their 8 Pure Nude Baked Blushes, which I originally purchased 3 of these. These are a new launch of baked blush from Essence. The first 2 shades that I had purchased were really light, but they built up nicely and they had this really pretty sheen to them, but they were a very natural kind of shade range. So I think it'll be helpful for me to swatch all 8 of these on my arm, and then guess who's gonna rake in a couple where I have duplicates. Ma. So let me go ahead and start off with the 3 that I purchased, and the one that's on my cheeks today is the shade number 4 in Bold Heart. This guy right here, which is a really pretty kind of corally watermelon shade. So again, this is Bold Heart number 4, and this is what's on my cheeks today. And then we've got number 5, Pretty Peach, which the name suits. It's just a really pretty peach. So there's Pretty Peach. And then the 3rd one that I bought is number 1, Shimmery Rose. So there is Shimmery Rose. You can see that one does lean pretty light. So there's Shimmery Rose. And then the other 5, we've got number 2, Pink Flush. And I don't think they had every single shade in Ulta when I was in there. I think they had like 6 of the 8. So this one is Pink Flush. And then we've got number 3, Goldie Cassis, or Goldie Chassis, number 3, which is like a plummy one. And I feel like all of these shades are just like easy to wear, especially with that formula. And then this one is number 6, Rosy Rosewood. So that one is Rosy Rosewood. And then this one is number 7, Cool Coral. So that one is Cool Coral. And then the last one is number 8, Berry Cheeks. Right here, which is a really pretty berry color. This is going to be a pretty one for like that sunburnt look. So those are all 8 of the new Essence Pure Nude Baked Blushes right there. And I should mention real quick, these got 0.24 ounces of product, which is a pretty nice amount of product, or 7 grams. And these are made in Italy. And a huge thank you to Essence for sending these guys over. And then the House of Sillage put together some really nice like Mother's Day gift sets. They do some really good gift sets, and they have some really good promotional offers as well. So they sent me over one of the sets that they put together, and this is the Whispers of Admiration set. And I know you guys are pretty familiar with how much I love the House of Sillage lipsticks and fragrances. I didn't have the Whispers of Admiration fragrance until I got this set, and it's another really pretty scent. It's not like super sweet. It's more like a kind of a, I think of like a deep floral maybe. But it's really a pretty fragrance, and now I want like the full size because I got like the travel size in the little case there. But let me show you the lipstick. They sent over the pink bow tie, so it comes in a pink velvet case. This is made in Italy. It's like a fancy jewelry case, and then the little sleeve that the bow tie comes in is in there as well, with a little mirror if you want to like chuck the whole case into your like your bag or something. And then here's the bow tie. It is a really pretty one. It's gold with the like silver white encrusted Swarovski crystals, and then it's got the pink enamel on it. And then the refill that came in here is the shade Prince, which I believe I was wearing Prince in my last video. The diamond powder lipstick formula, these cats are making noises, is one of my favorite lipsticks that I have in my whole collection. I also really love their balms, and this shade is one of my favorite shades that the House of Sillage does as well. So it's a cool tone pink. And again, this is the shade Prince. But these go on so hydrating that they feel almost balm-like, but they're very substantial, so they don't like slide all over the lips either. But it's such a pretty shade. And can we just with the bow tie? So this is a refillable case too. So you just pull the lipstick out like that. And you can interchange them with any of their like lipstick products, which I love. So that's the bow tie and the refill in the diamond powder lipstick in Prince right there. Their stuff is so pretty. Also in the set is the Whispers Limited Travel Spray Solo in Admiration, which is the pink one. So this is the box packaging that the case comes in, and then the fragrance refill comes in a box like this. And this also matches the bow tie lipstick case. It's got the pink enamel and the Swarovski crystals in there. It's very weighted. Their products feel very, very luxurious. They're weighted, substantial products. And then here is the fragrance, and you also just pull the fragrance out of the tube and you can refill it with any of their refillable travel perfumes as well. And I actually, when I go places, these are what I take with me with the refills, because I love me some House of Sillage, and they're just so handy, easy to swap out and all of that. And this is a really pretty perfume. It's crazy how I can get in the blind fragrances from House of Sillage, and like 9 times out of 10 I can wear and love all of them for being a fragrance sensitive person, which I think I mentioned that before, but I really like their fragrances. So this is the Whispers of Admiration. Again, it feels like a kind of a warm, dark floral. Maybe that's what it is in my head anyway. So this also comes in the Whispers of Admiration gift set. They're having, again, some really good promotions for Mother's Day going on, and also the Harry Potters are on sale again, and I'm like, I want to get another Hufflepuff and I want to get another Gryffindor, even though I already have. I bought another backup of Hufflepuff. I love it so much. I just don't want to run out of it. But anyway, I always love some House of Sillage products, and a huge thank you to them for sending me over this beautiful Whispers of Admiration gift set. And then lastly, I got in my second ever PR box from L'Oreal, and this was the hair products that I was talking about. So they sent over their Everpure Bond Repair Salon Level Hair Repair. So there are 3 products in this range, and I'm a shampoo, conditioner, serum, leave-in conditioner type of person. That's it. So I had to read the directions to see how this was supposed to play out, right? So it comes with the Bond Strengthening Concentrate, and it's a 5.1 fluid ounce bottle. And this here, you put on damp hair before you shampoo and condition. So I did this last night in the shower because I had to wash my hair anyway, and I wanted to I was intrigued, right? And I let it sit on there for, I think it's 5 minutes. Does it say 5 minutes? 5 to 10. Wait 5 to 10 minutes. So somewhere in the interim, between 5 to 10 minutes, I let it sit on my hair. And then you go in with the shampoo and then the conditioner. So I did that last night, and then I used the oils that I was referencing earlier. And I felt like my hair feels hydrated. I can always tell when a shampoo or a conditioner really hydrates my hair by the amount of wave that it has. So this morning when I woke up, I really had the waves in my hair. Like, the drier hair is the more limp the natural waves are. I've got naturally wavy hair, so they were quite curly. I've got it braided right now. I think you can even see, like, in my little fringy situation over here, that there's a bit of curl to it. So I think that the products really kind of hydrated my actual hair. Again, I've only used these just last night. I can say, so I got a lot of hair, right? I got a whole lot of hair, long hair. And these bottles, for me, these are 6.8 fluid ounce bottles. You've got the Bond Strengthening Shampoo and the Bond Strengthening Conditioner. And I'm that person who always ends up using more conditioner than shampoo, so I'll run out of the conditioner before I run out of the shampoo. And I also have a lot of hair, and I'm a product overuser, especially when it comes to conditioner and shampoo. I like a good, massage product through my hair, right? So I'm just going to go through these really quickly. I typically, when I buy hair products, I buy the liters. So maybe as I kind of use these up, because I will use them up because I like how my hair feels with these, I'll see if maybe they come in a bigger size. I do really like to use purple shampoos too, so maybe they come in a purple version, or like for blondes, we'll see. But so far I've been impressed with this. There's only one thing that I don't care about this, and it's really strongly fragranced, and after I really rinse out my hair and stuff, which is something I do anyway, it still retained a lot of the fragrance from this product. And for whatever reason, I just don't like to smell the perfume, that strong of a perfume in my hair when I go to bed at night. I do put on a light, like, body spray or whatever, but for my hair, I don't want to smell it like that strong. It's not a bad scent, it's just, again, it's probably more a personal problem than anything. But I do like how my hair feels. And again, this is another product, like, I would love to know if you've tried these products, what your opinion is on them from other like hair products. I'm just not like a hair connoisseur. I've tried several hair products, conditioners, shampoos, and all that through the years, but I've always loved my Red Kitten, and the liters went up from, they used to be $40 for a liter, and they went up to $50. They raised the price $10 for a liter. So I'm kind of all about maybe finding a drugstore alternative because that's pretty expensive. And again, I have a lot of hair, so I go through them pretty quickly. But huge thank you to L'Oreal for sending these over. I think that this is something that I would have never thought to pick up if I was in the drugstore. So that's also what's kind of fun of getting like blind PR as well. So yeah, again, huge thank you to L'Oreal. This is their Everpure sulfate-free color care system right there. And that is everything that I have for my haul today. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.